Congressman Scott Garrett, Republican from New Jersey, will be among those lawmakers asking questions at this morning's hearings. We were showing those live pictures. Congressman, I know that you have just minutes before you have to leave and go take your seat here, so I appreciate your time. What's your big problem with these bonuses?
Well, I think you'll be hearing, as you've already had, a lot of outrage from both sides of the aisle on this, and that outrage is reflective of what we're hearing from our constituents. But, you know, the more you think about it, the outrage is coming from a lot of people here in the committee who really should have been outraged months and months ago when we put the money out in the first place. So when TARP 1 and TARP 2 and all the stimulus, all these bills passed, and we were spending literally hundreds of billions of dollars of the taxpayers' money allowing this to go forward, you have to ask, where was the outrage then by the members of Congress that they didn't put the proper restrictions and the proper safeguards in place?
And there are a few people who are asking that. Where was the outrage months ago? Where's the outrage over the fact that AIG is paying billions of dollars for 100% of what it owes to UBS and to Barclays and to Deutsche Bank? They're paying foreign banks with our taxpayer dollars, and by the way, paying banks that already have received bailout money, stimulus money, TARP money. Let me ask you, here's Edward Liddy, who's the head of AIG, getting ready to testify before you, who wrote in an op-ed in the Washington Post. In America, when you owe people money, you pay them. We're pressing forward with our plan to return money to taxpayers, protect policyholders, give employees a vision of success and a path for achieving it. He goes on. But isn't that the basic point here? A contract means I owe you this money, and if I have the money, I'm going to pay you.
Yeah, that's the basic point, and that's the point that he'll be making today. Of course, he'll argue that he wasn't here when all this went through, and Barney Frank will say, well, you are here now, and that you should have made them, the employees, sue us before they actually play out the money. You know, Barney may have some point on that, but a contract is a contract to some extent. But the bigger question, I think, is, you know, where was Secretary Geithner in all this? Where was the President in all this? The President comes out now just a few days ago and says, we're going to get to the bottom of this.
Where was Congress? I mean, the SEC, they had these intentions announced to the SEC months ago. Where was Congress then?
Well, that's what I'm saying. For those of us who were, you and I have spoken about this in the past, for those of us who were opposed to much of what was gone on in the past, who stood up and said the way that Congress is rushing through all these spending bills is just the wrong way to go, you know, we were raising these red flags. But you didn't, from all the people who will be there on TV now raising their outrage, none of them were there. And Secretary Geithner, obviously, like, he's a Wall Street guy. He was involved when Paulson and Bernanke was involved initially with this, so he must have known that this is the type of employment contract. No flags came up then, and how come is the President second-guessing Geithner now, right now? Geithner initially said, and I think Larry Summers said, too, this is a done deal, we're not going to do it. And then all of a sudden, when it makes the news, the President comes out and says, oh, we're going to get to the bottom of it.
Congressman Garrett, I don't want to keep you because I know you need to go and take your place there. So thanks so much for spending a few minutes with us. We appreciate that.
Appreciate the chance. Thanks.
By the way, I know a lot of you have something to say about AIG, and you've been tweeting me here. You can reach me through twitter.msnbc.com or any of the other anchors. Just wanted to go through this briefly.